These two pistols are trying to solve the same problem, but one costs twice as much. One of these feel like a precision instrument, while the other is like a company trying to kick the door open and say, why should premium performance only belong to premium money? After carrying both and shooting both, I honestly questioned whether the extra money is actually worth it. I realize this comparison is way more emotional than technical because people don't just buy 2011s for performance. They buy them because they want to represent. And later in this video, I'm going to tell you the exact moment the Prodigy genuinely surprised me and why it changed how I look at budget 2011s or 1911 double stacks. Welcome back to Glockaholic76. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video at the end, hit that like button. It helps us get seen by more people just like you. Today we're breaking down the Staccato HDC 3.6 versus the Springfield Armory Prodigy 3.5. And honestly, this might be one of the most interesting pistol comparisons in the current 2011 carry market because this isn't really just gun versus gun. This is premium versus accessible, refinement versus value, and expectation versus reality. People online immediately pick one side or the other in this argument. Either Staccato is just untouchable, or the Prodigy gets you 90% of the way there for 50% less money. But after real range time, I don't think either of those arguments tell the whole story. So what matters is really how these guns shoot, how these guns carry, how they hold up, how they make you feel when you run them hard, and which one are you more likely to grab when you're running out the door to the mailbox and so on. The crazy thing is both of these pistols try to give you that premium shooting experience in a carry-sized package. They both approach that goal very, very, very differently. In a little bit, I'm going to explain why one of these pistols feels more emotionally satisfying, while the other one might actually make more practical sense. I originally became interested in the Prodigy because I wanted to know if the budget 2011 or 1911 double stack idea was actually real or just internet hype. At first glance, I honestly thought it was mostly marketing. Getting some rounds through it, I started understanding why the Prodigy had built such a following. Then there was Staccato. The first time you shoot one, you understand immediately why people spend the kind of money that Staccato wants for their pistols. The trigger, the recoil impulse, the overall refinement, it doesn't just feel expensive, it feels crafted, it feels intentional. But here's where the comparisons really got interesting for me. So the Prodigy made me question diminishing returns. And later in this video, I'm going to explain why the Staccato actually feels twice as good, or if the gap between these two pistols is probably smaller than most people would like to admit. Here's something a lot of newer shooters don't realize. The 2011 or 1911 double stack, it used to be very, very exclusive. Custom guns, competitive focused setups, extremely expensive. And the Prodigy came in and kind of changed that. Springfield basically told the market, what if regular shooters could access this 1911 double stack experience? And whether people admit it or not, it forced the premium brands to pay attention. The Staccato HD series exists in a world where expectations changed. Now shooters expect, optic ready slides, premium triggers, carry practicality, reliability, all in this one 2011 package. And competition between the two benefits everybody. To compare these two pistols really quick, they're both 9mm pistols. Now they both have 15 round magazines that you can pop in. The Staccato uses the Glock pattern magazines, and as you can see, the dimensions of these two pistols are very, very similar. The Springfield, I'll mix these up here. The Springfield is just slightly thinner, and the Staccato end to end is just slightly, I don't know if you can even see that there, is just slightly longer. In height between the two, you can see the Springfield is definitely a little bit longer with the 15 round magazine in there. Not too much of a concern. They both carry well. I have SIG optics on both of these, the Romeo X. I have the enclosed and I have the not enclosed version of the Romeo X, and they both run well on these pistols, so no real issues there. This was a Staccato, had different lines, and there was a slide cuts version of it. I don't know if it truly makes a difference, but I thought it looked cool, so this is the version we went with. And then the Prodigy, I have your 15 round mags. There's also, I have a Underworld Arms, which is a company I've worked with a few times, not sponsored, but they have a +3 magazine for your 15, and then you can go with your Glock pattern Metgar, which will give you 18 in your Staccato, and then I've got the QVO base plate here. So this does also give you a little bit more length, but again, the Prodigy sticks out just a little bit more there, if you can see. So that's how these two pistols kind of line up. Let's make sure they're on the right side so we don't get them confused, right? Weight on these two pistols, they're very, very, very similar. They both hold standard 15 rounds in their capacity. This is your +3 15, so this is your 18, and then this is your 18 right now. Dimensionally, these guns are way, way closer than people think. When it comes to the grip on these two firearms, the Staccato, it feels premium right away. It doesn't have your grip safety, which is kind of, in my eyes, a downside on the Prodigy, but it just disappears in your hand. The balance, the feel, the comfort of the grip, it just disappears. When you go to the Prodigy grip, it's a little thicker from front to back. It did surprise me how comfortable. They both shoot great at the range. I don't like the grip safety, but the Prodigy grip it's aggressive enough for real shooting without becoming uncomfortable. And the triggers on these, the Staccato trigger, and you can feel it has a nice take up. And then on the Prodigy, again, the curved trigger here, a little bit more left to right loose in the Prodigy here. And then, I think almost between these two, the break, so we can do these together. By the way, these pistols are clear. There's no ammunition anywhere around here. You can see there and there. But if I was to break these two together, let's see if we can get a good comparison of these two here. So they're both on the wall. I guess they're a little bit more take-up, actually, on the Staccato, but they're both at the wall. There is more take-up with the Staccato. There definitely is more take-up with the Staccato. We're going to check the trigger brake here. Let's see here. So we're going to go up to the wall again. Now we're going to brake. Let's see. Oh, that's close. That's almost too close to call. Let's see. Let me see here. Yeah, I almost think the trigger brake's a little sharper wall on the Prodigy in that comparison. That's interesting. But they both feel crisp. Neither trigger is embarrassing itself in the comparison, and that's really what shocked me, is the Prodigy trigger is really, really great for what it is. Now, the controls on these, the Staccato controls, overall, there's a little bit more play I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's a little bit more play in the Prodigy slide. There's no play in the Staccato slide at all. There's no rattle, nothing like that. I mean, this pistol's not rattling at all. I did have one issue with the Prodigy. EGW just came out with a metal main spring housing because I had some issues with this making some noise. You know, it's wrapped up now and it wasn't fitting well, so I'm hoping that will just eliminate that. It wasn't a function issue. It was just I think this molded spring housing just wasn't cut right and replaced it, and then they didn't. And just some videos on that. You can check that out. But overall, it's a functioning. I never had any problems functioning this pistol and it working the way it's supposed to work. Just one of those things, and we're going to swap that out. Maybe I'll do a video once we change out that mainspring housing. Biggest pro on the Staccato, I think, is just its overall refinement. It gives you that shooting confidence. It's got that weight in the front. It's kind of front heavy a little bit compared to the Prodigy. Sits a little further back in my hand. When you compare the Prodigy, I mean, access to a 2011 experience in a 1911 double stack at a dramatically lower entry point. I mean, is the price difference between these two pistols worth it? It's close, and I don't know if I can honestly say it is. When you go to cons on these pistols, the Staccato, the price is probably the biggest con. If they dropped $1,000 or $500 off of these pistols, these things would fly off the shelf. When it comes to these two at the range, I think they both shoot extremely flat. I think because the Staccato balances a little bit more towards the front, it might be a little bit of a flatter shooter, but not a whole lot. It does feel a little calmer, maybe a little bit more controlled, but the Prodigy, it hangs in there. It's a close second, if not a very, very close tie for first. And honestly, I think that matters when you're comparing two pistols that have such a huge difference in price, but performance and the reliability, I've had no reliability issues with either pistol. Like I mentioned, there was some issues with the Prodigy early on is from some quality control issues, but nothing that stopped the function of the pistols. The Staccato, I put a lot of rounds through this. No issues, no jams, nothing like that. The tolerances on both are very, very good. I think a little bit better on the Staccato. Between the two, the Staccato still feels more emotionally trustworthy. Not necessarily saying this isn't a truck gun, but if you're comparing this to this is your truck gun, this is your high-end automobile. Separately, they're both very, very good in their own right. Compared to its larger sister brother, they've fixed out a lot of the issues that they had with the original Prodigies. I trust both of these without hesitation. If I had to choose one only to carry, I'd carry the Staccato because it takes the Glock magazines, and I could put in any magazine that I have already because I'm into the Glock ecosystem. I think the Springfield, though, deserves credit for making the 2011/1911 double stack platform more accessible. And I am really surprised this gun hasn't gotten more attention, maybe because of what happened with its older siblings, some of the reliability issues and some issues with Springfield, but they make a solid pistol. I do have a little bit of wear on the barrel or the slide around the barrel. I was running an Underworld Arms compensator on this pistol for a bit, and I think some of that might have scuffed up the slide slightly, but it's still running like a champ and there's no issues at all. But if you want the best overall experience and refined pistol, you go with your Staccato. But is that going to be something you're going to carry every day, or you're going to be afraid to get it scuffed up? If you want to enter the 2011 world without completely destroying your wallet or your budget, the Prodigy definitely makes a strong argument. And honestly, I think that's really great for the firearm community. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more of Glockaholic 76, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like this video, like it. If you didn't, don't. But let me know in the comments, which one would you rather own? Would you rather own the more premium pistol of the two, or a solid working gun and save yourself some money? As always, I appreciate you watching. Train smart, shoot often, stay ready. Glockaholic 76 Talk to you soon.